First of all, I want to say to you, I liked Selena. You know, this is a hero who can create very interesting moments, a hero who can be played in his own way, in a special way. Playing Selena is real pleasure and I've enjoyed it. By the way, I think there will be more than one video about Selena, so you know what to do if you approve of such ideas. And in general, if you want not to miss the next episodes, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We won't waste time in vain. Let's go! What kind of hero Selena is? Selena is a magical type assassin who plays on the mid lane as a mage. In general, gameplay of this hero is based on whether our combo is successful. If you hit an enemy with an arrow, you can kill an enemy, and in most cases Selena does like that, but this is only a small part of her gameplay. Selena can do ganks, helping the team, do kills solo, as well as show herself pretty good in teamfights, creating both herself and the team opportunities for killing. This is because Selena has the longest stun effect in the game, which lasts up to 3 seconds. Even a lazy one can kill during 3 seconds stun effect. Selena also has 2 sets of active skills. Many skills equal many possibilities. Your main task is to learn how to use it all right, competently and unmistakably. The beginning of the game for each Selena player is the same. Selena, together with her jungler, goes to the red or blue buff and places her traps there before the monster appear in order to help the jungler get the buff as quickly as possible. On the blue buff, we put 2 traps, and by changing the form, we inflict additional damage using the first skill of Abyssal Form, after which we can change the form back to Elven and place another trap. On the red buff, the situation is similar, but there is better to put 1 trap at the spawn point of monster, I mean where it appears, and the second one nearby. After the appearance of the monster, it must be turned into traps one by one. We don't wait for the jungler to kill the buff monster in order not to steal experience and gold, and we run to the mid lane and everything is there according to the situation. Firstly, I advise you to put a trap into the bushes on the left or on the right side to be in a safe and warn yourself against enemy gank. After that, you may continue farming on mid lane, fighting with the enemy mid laner, roamer or whoever will be there. However, you should understand that Selena wildly increases her kill potential after gaining the 2nd level, when she can do a full combo. And at such moments you are already able to kill enemy heroes, but again, all according to the situation. Are you able to kill the enemy mid laner? Fine. Not able? See what's happening on the map. Is your jungler already level 4 and together with the roamer imposes an aggressive game? Go and help them. Are there any problems on side lanes? Go and punish the enemy side laner for arrogance. Your behavior is 100,000 million% dependent on the behavior of your team and the enemy team. Selena has tremendous power in her hands and it remains to learn how to use it correctly. But don't forget, you must develop on a par with the enemy, so don't get carried away with ganks and other rotations if it doesn't give you the desired result, because you will lose creeps on your lane, lose experience and gold. In general, this is a whole art. It comes with time. If you see the opportunity, create moment and make it happen, and then farm again. Otherwise, you will look very weak in comparison with other heroes on the battlefield. Selena is a hero extremely effective at all times and at all stages of the game, both in the initial and in the middle stage of the game, and even in late game she is able to turn everything upside down with 1 successful arrow. This hero also allows you to get an additional vision, placing traps around the battlefield in order to warn yourself and the team from ganking, as well as to understand where the enemies are supposedly located if, for example, you want to initiate or to take a more profitable for a fight position on the map, well, or just to be aware. Traps, my young and not very young friends, should preferably be placed on priority points, buff lords, turtles, as well as in some profitable, let's say, places on the map. We will talk about it much more in next episodes. By the way, every time you move with your teammates or solo across the battlefield, check the bushes using traps to avoid being ambushed. And one more advice, you may place traps in those directions from where enemies can come to you. Selena, in whole, is a very multitasking hero when you look at her from all angles. In what situation does Selena perform best? Of course, in aggressive games where you dominate with the team, cutting off the oxygen to enemies completely and later, obviously, win the game. However, there are also games where you can't play aggressively. It depends on how you cooperate with teammates, how much better your team performs in team fights, and of course, how many of the enemy heroes partially or completely counter Selena. This is also important. In such situations, it's better not to risk, not to dive under the towers, not get impudent, and you should play according to the classics, from combo to combo. You need to learn to think ahead, and before you get in somewhere, figure out if you can kill the enemy and then, for example, move away. In short, don't take too much on yourself. If there are no opportunities to create a good moment, help your allies when moving around the map. Give them vision with traps if the tank is busy, deal some damage to jungling monsters if a jungler is farming nearby. Take a couple of creeps from the lane. In general, don't stand idle. In fact, Selena's tasks as a hero are simple and straightforward. You just have to learn how to throw her abyssal arrows accurately, how to be in the right place at the right time, how and what combos to use in certain situations, how to properly position yourself in team fights, how to give the team a vision, and subsequently master this hero by 100%. It's a matter of time, of your personal experience and persistence. And I'm sure that my series of videos about Selena will help you in all this. Selena's positioning in fights, this is of course a very obvious thing, but most of the time in team fights you should be at a distance and not get into the epicenter of battle. You get in only when you are sure that you will not be caught by enemies and only in order to kill or help in killing an enemy hero. The rest of time rotate, change forms, place traps and throw arrows. Use the second skill of the abyssal form to distance from or approach enemies and also to quickly take the desired position. If the enemy gets into melee combat with you, use the first abyssal form skill and attack him to get a shield and not to lose HP. In addition, try to keep in mind where the enemy heroes are, so that the enemy doesn't come from behind and kill you, because such heroes like Selena are a tidbit. In fact, keeping a safe distance isn't difficult because in addition to all that has been said, when changing forms, Selena significantly accelerates for a short time. It's also one of the main tools of Selena's positioning. Use all the capabilities of the hero for your own good. Now I want to tell you about when and against whom you shouldn't take Selena. The gameplay of this hero in any case comes down to the same thing: reducing the distance, getting closer to the enemy and inflicting damage on him. Therefore, Selena will look really bad against melee heroes with a lot of controlling skills. Let's talk about tanks first. It's clear that getting under a tank in an attempt to kill an enemy magician, marksman or assassin is a big risk, but some tanks are especially dangerous. These are Tigreal, Franka, Khufra, Akai, Lolita and Ruby. All of them, to one degree or another, have good control and are unlikely to let you go. These tanks, except for Akai, have 2 or even 3, in case of Khufra, controlling skills. This is no chance for Selena. Lolita, by the way, is the tank against which this hero cannot be taken at all, because her shield protects everyone from Selena's arrows. What are the most dangerous fighters for Selena? The most is, of course, Chou with his ultimate and tosses. In addition to him, there is Johet, who can throw you in the direction of enemies or enemy towers, and even if a miracle happens and you survive, Johet can use his ultimate and kill you. Sylvana has 2 skills with control. She can stop you on the way to her teammate and then close you by the ultimate skill and kill you. Pakita is extremely dangerous and commands are unnecessary here. You can of course try to break through his defenses, but I don't advise. Minsiter deserves special attention, 3 skills that can control you. And for dessert, Martis, and Kaja. A few words about assassins. Saber is death for Selena, and Zilon can flip you over his back, which will fail most of your combos. What about mages and support? There are a lot of nasty heroes. One of the most annoying is Nana. She will catch you with Malina while you use combo, and after Nana will use her ultimate to kill you. And moreover, Nana's Malina is thrown out in front of her just by default. Valir is very unpleasant too, because he can knock you back failing your combo, and because his skills has stun and slow effects. Vale has a toss and very powerful ultimate which won't give you a chance to survive. Kadita is very similar in this meaning with Vale, she is nasty for Selena too. And of course, Eudora and Aurora. By the way, Adit in most cases will also kill you if she hit you with the second skill and then with ultimate. Well, to end my top of very unpleasant mages and supports Selena, I want to mention Diggy. He is the one who completely counters Selena. He will always pull you back with his second skill, and if you hit Diggy's teammate in battle with an arrow, Diggy will remove the effect of stun using his ultimate skill and save a teammate without any problems. What about Marksman? Beware of Moscow and his second skill, which stuns. And Popple has a lot of control such as traps and tosses. Don't climb under them. Now a few words about Selena's Abyssal Arrow. We will definitely take a closer look at her skills in the next episodes, but there is a point that I would like to explain to beginners now. Selena's Arrow is a super cool skill that turns games upside down, but the price for the incredibly low by the standards of Mobile Legends effect of stunning is that the second skill needs to be manually aimed with your fingers, and this is whole art. Easy throw an arrow to the enemy on the move, or throw it directly to the target, or just guess where the enemy hero will be. In general, whatever one may say, you will need to practice. And be sure that experienced opponents, when they will see Selena in the enemy team, won't stand still. You will see how they will run along the lane around if scalded, just not to get stunned by Selena's arrow. I can't just take and teach you how to throw arrows at the target, but I will give you some tips. Just listen so that you get the understanding you need. This is not an instruction to follow. A lot of factors can influence the behavior of the hero, and it's extremely difficult to predict this, but you can try. It's all on an intuitive level. For example, when you're standing in the bushes and the enemy hero is farming, watch how he moves. Pay attention to how he moves away and approaches to creeps. Try to understand how he behaves. Look at how much health the creeps have and whether they have remained at all. Guess where the enemy hero can go to? To the bushes? Back to the tower? Or maybe he sees his team fight and he will move in that direction? Or he is planning to move to the turtle? The options are countless. Or sometimes it happens that the hero doesn't see you and simply moves in straight line from point A to point B. In this case, you should throw an arrow on his turn. In general, analyze and everything will work out. The main thing I want to say: when you enter the game, forget all the words I've said about Selena's arrow. Act as your intuition dictates. Throw at random and don't be afraid of mistakes. Count of your arrows are endless and your hand should be light. Don't strain, relax and go ahead. Be creative. You won't even notice when you will understand everything you need. Now one more nuance. All esports Selenes, or those who consider themselves so, sometimes use a combination of arrow plus trap ahead. That means the arrow flies, absorbs the trap and hits the target. Yes, it's a time saving, it's cool, but keep in mind one point. If there are creeps between you and the enemy, there is a high probability that the trap thrown in front will hit the creep and won't be absorbed by an arrow. Use this combo carefully. By the way, over time get used to throwing the stun through the textures, so it's more difficult for enemies to notice it. Master this hero and train. In next episodes there will be a lot of useful information. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video, turn on notifications. I hope I gave you the maximum understanding of who Selena is. Good luck and have fun. See you soon.